come out to play. Your smile takes the edge off of the day. And you're a light that brightens.
This is Molly May, a Bod Pause Pod and other nice stuff with me, Molly May. Welcome to the pod, welcome to the pod, welcome to the pod. I'm Molly May, welcome back to the pod. We're going to start off today with a little bit of what I like to call what I can't take off. It sounds incredibly sexual, but it's not. It's just like apparel, jewelry, accessories that make me feel good. And I think we should celebrate all those little moments that make us feel good. This garment that I want to talk about today is not new, and it can cross all the boundaries of formal wear, pajamas, going to the beach, cleaning the house. I have worn it for all 4 of those grandiose events. What I can't take off is my favorite mocha colored caftan. This garment I purchased on Etsy, and it is from a woman whose name is Nuichan. I will not try to pronounce it. I have 2 caftans from her, and I am so obsessed. So I got this garment for this caftan for my friend Emma's wedding. I was a bridesmaid in her wedding, and it was the most gorgeous wedding in her parents' apple orchard. And so the vibe we were going for as bridesmaids got to choose our own look. So everyone was in a totally different vibe. But we really got to own it, which was so lovely. And so I'm like, oh, we're outside. We're going to be walking through these apple orchards. I want to feel really easy breezy. And this caftan is like low cut. When I wear a bra, my boobies look really great. When I clean the house, my boobies look really great. And my favorite thing to do in this caftan is misting my plants in the house. So pro tip for plant health. Tropical plants thrive in humid environments. And a lot of times houseplants don't get the humidity that they need. So water misters, I have one on every floor of my house. It's like this cheeky deaky little apparatus that is basically like the produce section at Hy-Vee. You know how like every once in a while it'll mist down and get like all the veggies nice and dewy? This is what that does. And I feel the most luxurious when I'm wearing this caftan, misting my plants, and listening to the song, which is the song of the day. I'm going to murder how I say this. I believe it's Pudite, and it translates to I Won't Tell by Mina. And it's this 60s ultra femme girly vibe, like 60s pop. And I'm just walking around the house in this caftan with princess hands. And if you don't know what princess hands are, it's like a ballerina moment, like graceful hand dancing. Princess hands actually originated from my grandma Barb. She has the most gorgeous hands and always has the best manicure. And I was talking about princess hands with my niece, who was borrowing a caftan, one of mine, while I was visiting her in Las Vegas. And we were talking about princess hands, and I was doing it for her, and she was in ballet. And then she was like, oh, Molly. She was like, your thumb goes downstairs. Meaning, when you are dancing, you put your thumb against your palm. And like immediately, I became so graceful. So, what I can't take off, my mocha-colored caftan that works for absolutely every occasion in the world. And especially for the song Pudite. My ultimate person to follow this week, who I always cannot get enough of, is Nicolette Mason. And that's at Nicolette with 2 T's and an E, Mason. She is the second half of Premi.us, which is a new clothing line, a new plus-size clothing line that she launched with Gabby Fresh, who I'll highlight another week, no doubt. Nicolette Mason was one of the first curvy girls that I followed on the internet that wasn't just like, bam, body confidence, but like I could really identify with her and really see myself in her. And one day it was a few months ago, she was wearing this really great outfit and had this belt on. And I had such a fear of belts. It's actually kind of what I'm really going to discuss today, the term leather thong. I've been wearing this black leather belt that was inspired by what I had seen Nicolette Mason wear. And it has taken me from like a less put together feeling, like not 100% into it fashion moment, into like the final touch that my wardrobe has always needed. I haven't worn a belt for over 4 years, and this is due to that optical illusion that I just talked about, leather thong. Leather thong. Like, let that sink in. Leather thong. So let's go on a journey back into a woman in her mid-20s, a woman who was obsessed with the number on the waist of her denim and less about the fit of her pants. Pro tip, no one can see the number printed on the inside of your pants unless you let your pants hit the floor in the bathroom stall while you are taking a dookie. So, like, get over it. All stores are different, and you'll never be the same number in a pant size store to store, and you'll get in your head, and you'll go crazy, and you'll have this weird, arbitrary vanity complex that's tied around a number that doesn't mean anything. Okay, so this 25-year-old didn't know what... I don't know why I'm talking about myself like I was some far ago sad friend. It was me. This happened to me. I had the arbitrary vanity number complex. So I was wearing pants that were too small for my butt and belly combination and relied heavily on the sheer power of this worn out brown belt that I wore every day. This was just like a weird, undefined fashion territory the entirety of my early to mid-20s. So I had this belt since high school, and I remember specifically what I was wearing the moment that leather thong came to be. So I had this belt since high school, and I was wearing a gray V-neck t-shirt with a navy blue blazer. And like I was wearing this not only to work, but like to pound vodkas on Saturday nights and dance my ass off at the gay bar. But the particular moment when the term leather thong entered my life, I was at a bachelorette party, and I was wearing this, favorite corporate Wednesday meeting slashy gay 90s foam party hybrid outfit. We'll post a pic of this look because it was, oh my God, it was my uniforms. Like you open a cartoon character like Doug Funny's closet, and there you'd see my V-neck t-shirts and my series of blazers all the time. So I'm at this bachelorette party, and we're all getting buck, playing drinking games, the usual. And I remember that one of the rules that was applied during this particular game, aptly called rule, was that if you draw a card, let's say an ace, you would booty pop for a spell. The ENFP personality type and the Miller Lights in me took it to another level, par for the course. And my confidence rose higher than my capability in doing a handstand twerk against the wall. Like, I did not just booty pop, I went there. And disclaimer, this is not cool, not cute, and completely inappropriate for me to ever attempt to execute. But there I was, in my navy blue blazer, with my feet above my head gripping the wall, while I was thrusting my body around like a fish. Yeah, I said it wasn't cute. In the middle of this less than burlesque performance, another girl from the bachelorette party hollers, "Oh my God, is that a leather thong?" So I was having my belt do so much work that it would often slide up above my belt loops and create that dolphin tail effect that a thong does when it hangs out of your pants. You know, like when you see people bend over and it's like, oh yeah, dolphin tail. Only this was like 1.5 inch ruddy leather belt. Leather thong became the theme of the night. And like, this wouldn't just happen when I was upside down against the wall. Like, this was happening all the time. And it was something I knew about. I just didn't have a name for it yet. So I, prior to this, always made a point to wear shirts long enough that covered it up. And like, now that I'm saying this all out loud and reflecting on it, like, this was so much disgusting work. And I was always in my head about it, always self-conscious. And so this girl, like, the rest of the night, would lift up the bottom of my really cool navy blue blazer to point out my leather thong. And like, it would become a joke, like, huh, look at her leather thong. And like, let me see your leather thong. And she did it in a really uncool way. It wasn't a part of my then relying self-deprecating humor of calling out something I hated about myself before you could. She was actually doing that for me. Like, it would have been a lot more, I don't want to say powerful and empowering, but I would have felt better about it had I been like, look at me dance with my leather thong. It felt really low. And I didn't wear a belt for 4 years until now. And now I buy pants that fit my bod. And then I buy belts that fit the pants. And I'm obsessed. And it's so elementary, but it's like, duh, but I wasn't doing it. And my mind is now clear to think about things that matter. And not if I'm sitting in my chair a weird way that my coworkers can see my leather thong. And if they wonder that if it's a leather thong and not just a belt optical illusion. Like, this is real. This is how people's brains work. This is how my brain was working, that I would get like so narcissistic in this. So let's put that bullshit to bed. Let's create space for each other to have loving dialogues about leather thong. You know, just because you're a big girl does not mean you cannot wear a belt because of the aforementioned story or the fear of dissecting your stomach in half and creating 2 stomachs. Like, that is not a thing. That fear is not a thing. It's your clothing is about how you feel, right? It's not about this number. And I want to come back to Nicolette Mason and how she kind of broke this wall down for me. And she gave me, this little moment of bravery. And like, I don't know who this woman is. I've smashed a lot of hearts her way, but I don't know who this woman is. But seeing her and the confidence and the things that she wears, and like, a belt is such a little thing, right? Like, in the grand scheme of life, it's such a little thing. But it was so nuanced to me, and that she gave me this little blip of confidence that I too can wear a leather belt. leather belt. I can wear all kinds of belts. And if you got this far in the pod, I'm impressed as fuck and really grateful to have you listening. If you want to know more information about me or the show, check out the show page on matriarchdm.com, where we host all of the What I Can't Take Off, our progressive Spotify playlist from the songs of the week, and obviously the reminder of who to follow for the week, all in a nice little fucking Matriarch Digital Media bow. Theme song is Molly May by Ben Karen. Like, I'll never get over saying that. It's so good, right? Thanks for listening. You're so cute.